I'm going to tell you how to get credit card sign-up bonuses so you can live a better life. Once you understand how credit card sign-up bonuses work, that's how you get that free money, free flights, and free hotel stays.
It's $2. It's $2. It's not $1. $1 for poor people. $2 is for rich people.
Now, credit card sign-up bonuses are available to people with reasonably good credit. If you have at least a credit score of 700, it's not necessarily a hard rule, but starting in the 700s, you're more eligible for a lot of different credit cards. Let me tell you why you want some credit cards. It's because you get free money. Free money comes in the form of cash back, bank points, frequent flyer miles, or hotel points. Personally, I've had probably 100 different credit cards. I have 10 credit cards, at least 10 credit cards open right now. Most of them are no annual fee cards, and if you keep a lot of no annual fee credit cards, that's how you keep your credit score bulletproof, because the age of your credit, the available credit, the on-time payment history all add up, and keeping these no annual fee credit cards open really keep your credit score strong. So the first step into getting all of this, get no annual fee credit cards. I do have some recommendations. They are in the description below, and it will link you to a blog post with no annual fee credit cards and 0% APR credit cards as well if you're trying to get out of debt. This is the part of the video where I ask you to like the video. That helps me out, and if you can watch the entire video, it will be very educational and worth your time, and it might even become a very valuable life skill that you share with other people. With that, let's get started. How to find the best credit card bonuses. There are two websites that are my favorite. I love Frequent Miler and Doctor of Credit. They have a pretty good listing of all types of credit cards, what they offer, what the churning rate is, what are the requirements, and a lot of different data points. These two credit card sites I trust the most because they don't really pump credit cards. They just tell you all the offers, your options, and even though they do get a commission on some of the cards, they don't put those commissions before the best value. And this is Full Value Dan, where I show you how to get full value. That's what this channel is about. Once you find the credit card you like, you'll have to determine what the bonus is. That bonus can be in 4 different formats: cash back as an actual cash value, cash bank points, which are a floating value depending on if you use them for gift cards, cash back statements, or transferring them to frequent flyer points or hotel points. Then you have credit cards that only give you frequent flyer miles and other credit cards that only give you hotel points. That's a lot. Now, they all have different values. I love all of them, especially if you love traveling. I learned to love to travel because it gave me so many frequent flyer miles and hotel points. That's where you can ride in the premium classes, where you're in business class or first class, and you're staying at the nicer hotels rather than the hostels. I'm not a rich person, but I love living like one. I think it's more fun pretending to be a rich person in first class while in reality being the poorest person in first class. That's like being the worst house in a rich neighborhood. You can only go up from there. For me, that's a lot more fun, especially when you get to just have a sampler of all the premium foods and wines, champagnes, liquor. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth your time. Basically, you'll be able to fly for free or heavily discounted with these types. Now, I'm gonna do other videos explaining frequent flyer miles, how hotel points work, their different hotel programs, and what gives you the most value, as well as going into bank points with American Express, Chase Ultimate Rewards, US Bank. So you might want to subscribe if this is interesting to you. Subscribe. There are limitations. Some banks limit you to 5 credit cards every 24 months, and that's a 524 rule. Chase has that rule. So there are limitations on how many credit cards you can get every year. That's why I recommend you get at least 2 credit cards every year to really stay within that limit, and you're still getting maybe $1,000 in value. That's like a free $1,000 every year. Or if you just go with hotel points, you can stay at hotels for free. Or if you go with frequent flyer miles, you can fly for free. Now, if you get 0 credit cards every year, you're missing out on a lot of value. The 524 rule just limits you to 5 new accounts that are opened, not inquiries. 5 new opened accounts every 24 months. So if you get 2 new accounts every year, or 2 new credit cards, you're in the clear. Now, I don't recommend getting more than 5 credit cards in a single year because banks are getting much stricter. If they see that you're acquiring credit very quickly and through multiple banks, they might shut you down. This has happened for other people according to the internet on Reddit, Facebook groups, things like that. There is a big community of people like me who like to get this full value. Effort. How much effort does this all take? Not much. Really, less than 1 hour of work will get you these credit card bonuses. You do the research, you do the application, you do the spend requirement, and then you reap the rewards. Not all applications are automatically approved. Many of the times when you apply for a credit card, it will go pending. That's when you need to call the reconsideration line. Trust me, it's gonna take you less than 10 minutes. If you call the reconsideration line, if your application goes pending, your chances of getting approved for a credit card go way up. Basically, they might be missing some type of information, there might be some conflicting info on your credit report, or they're just curious why you want credit. So all you have to do is call them up, explain why you want the credit card, and you'll very likely be approved. That's when you get the credit card. As soon as you are approved for that credit card, the 90-day ticker starts. So you have 90 days in most cases to complete the spend requirement, and that 90 days is as soon as you open an account. It's not as soon as you get the credit card or activated. It's as soon as that account is open, you're approved for the account, they mail you the card. So even though that 90 days is already rolling and you don't have the credit card yet, that's part of the process. So you'll just have to make the spend requirement depending on what the requirements are for that credit card. I really love the easy spend requirements like the Barclays Aviator card, where all you have to do is make one transaction. That can be for any amount, it could be for $1, and they give you 60,000 frequent flyer miles, which is good for like a round trip in the US or like a business class trip internationally. It's a business class international flying for $1. Now, to meet the spend requirements, you'll also have to remember the annual fee is not part of the spend requirement. So if the credit card you get has a $90 annual fee and you have to spend $3,000, you'll have to spend $3,090 because $90 of that is going to go towards the annual fee. So remember, annual fees are not part of the spend. Don't make that mistake, because if you miss the deadline for that sign-up bonus, there's no forgiveness. I did that one time. I missed the sign-up bonus and it's like tough luck. So you really got to make sure you spend the required amount completely within the deadline. I like to try and spend all that within the first month, just so I make sure that I'm eligible for the bonus, that I get the bonus, and I don't like to wait till the last minute anymore. Now, I know spending a lot of money, like $3,000 in the month, is a lot of work. That's why there's manufactured spending, where you kind of fake spend money, or you move things around where you can spend more money than you really need to. Just look up manufactured spending if you need help with that. Otherwise, let me know in the comments if you'd like a video on manufactured spending. Most of these credit cards with the high sign-up bonuses have an annual fee, but it's worth it. Think about it this way. You pay a $100 annual fee, but they give you $500. Is it worth it? Yes. You have $400 Like, it's absolutely worth it. So you'll have to keep that in mind. And a lot of these credit cards, you really don't have to keep open for more than 1 year. You could just get the bonus, close it at the end of the year. When you call to cancel that credit card, you may be offered a retention offer. A retention offer is an offer on a credit card with an annual fee, of course, where the bank offers you something to be retained as a customer for another year. In most cases, they waive the annual fee or they give you some type of spend challenge. To get a retention offer, all you have to do is call the bank and tell them that you're considering closing the card because of the annual fee and ask them if there are any retention offers available. You could do this after having the card for 10 months, 11 months, 12 months, and you could even do it like up to 1 month after the annual fee hits. Typically, there's a grace period of up to 30 days after the annual fee hits for you to get reimbursed for that annual fee, if you want to cancel, of course. And that's the basics of how credit card sign-up bonuses work. I could go into great detail of how all these other points work, but I want to keep this video short and keep all the topics very dense so you get maximum information and full value for your time. With that, I'm Dan, subscribe for more, and if you have any questions about a specific topic, let me know in the comments and maybe I can make a video on that in the future.